Now hear this. Understanding breeds acceptance. Understanding breeds compassion. If there is someone in your life who is doing something that just drives you nuts, that you don't understand why, maybe they keep doing it again and again and again, and you don't know why, you don't understand where that behavior comes from, you won't accept it. You won't be tolerant, you won't be patient. You want them to sort their shit and stop being like that. And that's a fair enough thing. If you don't understand that, then of course you don't want it. Now, this person may have a very, very legitimate reason that they might be behaving in a particular way. If you're not familiar with the channel, you don't know me, I am an ADHD coach. That means all day, every day, I talk to people with ADHD and I help interpret their experiences. Very often, people with ADHD do things in particular ways because they have to. Not by choice, not because it's the way that they might want to, but in some ways, due to the way that their brain and their body operates, they kind of have no choice. For example, just an example, never really being able to allow quite enough time and constantly being late. Super common. Not all of us are, but a lot of us are. And people in our lives, they don't get it. They go, come on, why can't you just do the thing? Why can't you just allow enough time, think ahead, blah, blah, blah. Literally things that I have ADHD too, we can't do. Now, if someone doesn't understand that there's a thing that we are physically unable to do properly, they won't be very tolerant of our inability to do it. Make sense? This is quite straightforward stuff, but at the same time, it does need to be said. Another part of my work and what I do is that I'm constantly talking to different groups, parents, teachers, whatever, universities, and explaining to them what's going on for us inside. Because if they understand it, if you can understand it, then suddenly all of the things that have been driving you nuts and you've been getting frustrated at that person, it shifts, it changes. You become empathetic, you have empathy. You become patient and tolerant. You go, oh, it's that thing that's hard for you. And you've explained to me why. Oh, you poor thing, and I'm patient and I'm here for it. It's such a different experience if you can get it. But not all of us can. Not all of us can explain what's going on. And very few of us can, in fact. We don't know. We go, I just can't, I don't know why. And you go, well, I'm annoyed at you. And tension and clashing, and I'm sure you've been there before. So I've established that if you can understand, then you can accept. And if you can accept, you can tolerate, be patient, and blah, 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 blah. We've established that. What about when you can't understand? And more importantly, not as in you can't understand through any fault of your own or it's difficult. What if it's something that you'll never be able to understand? It's something that you just don't get. You don't operate like that. It's not really possible for you to perceive what that might be like. How can you accept that then? Well, here's the thing, and here's the really challenging part. I'm just distracted by the background noise of a dog drinking very loudly in the background. If you can hear this. Moving on. Okay, we're back. Stay with me. Okay. If you are able to acknowledge that there are going to be some things sometimes about other people that you will never be able to understand, no matter how much you try, and that that's not your fault or their fault for their inability to communicate it properly, if you can accept that, then this is the question that I often put to people. Can you accept this thing about that person without needing to understand it? And this is much harder. This requires that you just trust them. And that when they say, I can't, They mean I can't, not that I won't, that I'm refusing to, etc. They mean I'm not able to. And if you can accept that sometimes, even though it may be inconvenient, you might wish you could know why, because maybe then you can help them, but they can't explain, and you wish you could, and blah, blah, blah. But if you could get that and go, you know what, that sucks for you. I trust you that you're being honest with me, that you're not just saying it to get out of something you don't like doing, but you're telling me you really can't do the thing. I can practice accepting that without needing to understand it. Now, if you can do that, if you, as someone who presumably loves or cares about an ADHD person in your life, if you're able to do that, you'll be able to get to a level of humanity that is so generous and so admirable and is a true gift to that other person in your life. And your acceptance of these parts of them that they may not even understand, I will not ever be able to put into words how healing that is very likely to be for that person. So, if you can understand, it will help you accept. If you can't understand and you love that person and you care enough, then maybe if you trust them, and you should most likely, you can practice accepting it without needing to understand it. And that may change your relationship with that person, and that may very likely change your life. I hope this helps. Use it wisely. And this brings us to the end of this video. If you liked this video, if you like me, if you want to hear more about what I have to say about anything, I make a new video every single day on a different topic, often ADHD, often not. And if you want to see what I talk about tomorrow, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. And if you want to suggest something for me to discuss, chuck it in the comments and I'll see what I've got for you. Thank you for your time. I sincerely hope this helps you. Go well.